guys, and welcome to another ST video, and we're gonna have a look at another arcade conversion. Alien Storm, published by US Gold in 1991 and developed by Teartex. So this one fills me with a bit of dread. And having a look at the ad and the cover, interestingly enough, this is actually a photo of what I initially thought was some sort of toy that they just kind of bought randomly somewhere and maybe painted, but apparently not. This is actually a custom sculpture of some sort of alien space monstrosity. And if we have a look at the preview ad for this game, they actually show you the back of the model too, which is pretty cool. And the sculpt looks pretty nice, like some sort of mutated Warhammer 40k monster. And if we check the back of the box, we get a couple of close-up shots and also the name of the sculptors: Brian Butterfield and Khan Standing. Now, I haven't found any information about Brian Butterfield, but I did find a Facebook page for Khan Standing, and it seems like he's still sculpting. And he's got some really nice looking work here. And this game is based on Sega's game with the same name, released in 1990. That is running on the Sega System 18 hardware. And personally, I've never played any version of this game. I have heard of the Mega Drive version that I think was pretty well received, but never really played it. Did of course play the arcade version, and it's a brawler beat 'em up, but with sci-fi weapons. And it looked pretty neat, had some really freaky looking aliens that you're supposed to barbecue. And the arcade version was apparently developed by Sega's AM1 team, but I haven't been able to figure out who actually worked on the game, who designed it and such. The only name I could find was the composer Keisuke Tsukuhara. And this game was apparently the second game released for the System 18 motherboard. And the game features a guest appearance by the dwarf from Golden Axe, Gilius, I think he's called. He appears as a judge in the final voting, whatever that is. I haven't gotten that far. And I think you can also spot the player characters from Golden Axe in some part of the game. And I think the arcade game was received quite positively, at least in Japan, but probably did well across the world too. And the arcade game has a pretty interesting feature. If you go into the service mode menu by pushing the service mode button, you get a menu where you can configure various things, and one of them being a way to put in the machine owner's name or store in the introduction of the game. So you can get your custom name using the lead sign on the Alien Busters van in the intro. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen that before in an arcade game. But enough said about that, it's time to dive into the ST version. And I found a version with unlimited continue, so I'm going to go with that. And yeah, converted by Teartex. But I gotta say, the game does look rather nice. This intro is really nice looking. And the in-game graphics that I've seen so far looks, rather nice. Don't really know how they move, but we will find out soon enough. And we get to choose from the 3 different players here. Let's go with Carla, because I played her in the arcade version. And I believe this is 2-player simultaneous co-op. Aliens are in the city. Only you can save the people. Again? Why does everyone need my help? So let's bring out the flamethrower. And it's kind of strange how this works in the ST version. I think in the arcade you need to push down to attack down, but not so much here. Here you actually... you've got some rather weird controls. Why am I not using my flamethrower? Let's see if I can get the controls down. I think if we press down and press fire twice... Or is it the other way around? No, I think hold fire and press down twice, we will roll. It's kind of funky. And we can't aim... Oh, we can jump up as well, but we can't aim... damn it. Yeah, the controls takes some getting used to. Come on. And I don't know why I'm not getting any response from the fire button here. Come on, you stupid burger patty. Get out of my face. Come on, fire. Am I supposed to press a direction or something? It's just not kind of working. Oh, come on. Eat fire, you lousy alien scum. I think we're going to have to make use of our unlimited continues here. But I gotta say, the graphics do look rather nice, and they move along quite nicely. Although, man, there is such a huge delay when I press fire. Continue, of course. Oh, we get... what's his face? I can't get out of the way, please let me get out of the way. And I don't know what is... it's really strange. There's no response from the fire button there. I don't know why. But let's see if we can just... what happens if I hold it down? Not much. But again, graphics look really nice. Continue, yes please. Ah yes, cheats. And now we get to play as, I don't know, some sort of Doctor Who reject. Oh, we can actually roll and, I think, damage the enemies as well. At times, if we can time it. And there's a lot of big sprites moving here. That's rather nice. And could you please... and I got a fire whip. Awesome. Why do you have a paper cup on your face? Oh, that's probably trash can though. Hit detection seems a little bit of a mystery at times, but you can't get everything with a tier text title. You have to pick like good graphics or good gameplay or good controls. Just pick one. Give me the battery. We all need batteries. You especially need a battery. There's not what you'd call a rapid response from the controls here for any action. Really is quite hit and miss. But I think I would have been pretty impressed by this back in the day. And given it a shot. And oh, it's time for Carla to make a comeback here with her magnificent flamethrower. I'm not sure if you can actually roll into these guys and hurt them. It sometimes doesn't seem to work. Maybe it's just me not doing it right, but where are you going? Come here. Get off my screen! Or get out of my town, or whatever comes first. It seems like this guy is a little bit faster when it comes to firing his weapons, so let's stick with whatever his name is. How do you like them volts? Yeah, this is getting much better now. I think I'm going to go with this guy from now on. Yeah, this is fairly faithful to the arcade, I must say. I mean, visually, gameplay, maybe not so much, but in principle, I suppose. Look like he's automatically aiming down sometimes. Oh yeah, this section. This was pretty cool in the arcade. You could blow up the store, you know, just destroy everything on the shelves. Which you kind of can do here too, but it's not quite as visually impressive. And this, a nasty reject from Ghostbusters there. But hey, this works pretty well. I mean, calling me impressed. What do you want? Please get away from my... Yeah, this is quite impressive, I must admit. Especially considering that this is a tier text game. I think this is probably one of the better tier text games. Hey, we can actually blow up the shelves a little bit here. And all the stuff. And the monsters do look suitably freaky. I approve. This stage really does add some nice variation. Can we blow up the register? We can. Can we grab the money? No. It's a shame. Can we control which way we're going? I don't think so. The game's got some rather decent performance as well. You know, sprites move about quite decently quickly and, you know, decently smoothly. Right, that was not bad. I'm surprised. What can I say? Downtown, the panic is widespread. Well, okay then. Oh, it's one of those lousy mailboxes. It just turns into a slug. There we go. Yeah, he seems to aim downwards automatically somehow. Sometimes when he needs to, because you had to do that manually in the arcade, and that confused me here a bit. In the arcade it was fairly easy to get behind the enemies and zap them in the back. It's a lot more tricky here because the controls are nowhere near as responsive. And the monsters also turn around a lot more quickly, it would seem. Oh god, you guys again. The halitosis bros. Oh no, I got the Doctor Who reject. But maybe he's decent too, because he seems like he's attacking a bit faster too, actually, compared to Carla. And for some reason I often end up facing away from the enemies when I fall down. That is a little bit annoying. This is kind of strange. The response seems to be better now with the flamethrower. Or the fire button response. That's just strange. And why am I changing direction? Yeah, it's a little bit annoying. You kind of fall over and go the opposite direction you want to, and getting a little bit better at getting away, rolling away, which is rather useful. Yeah, there you go. That didn't hurt too much, did it? Oh, yeah, we get this stage too. That's pretty neat. I think we can only fire a gun. No, sorry, the gun is automatically firing. So all we need to do is kind of try and hit stuff and jump when we want to dodge something. Yeah, this is rather faithful. They really try to include all of the stages from the arcade. Yeah, I think I would have been into this back in the day, being an arcade conversion and everything. This could very well be one of the, well, maybe the best TRX game I've ever played, actually. What do you guys think? Do you know of any better TRX games? And so far I haven't really seen any Xenomorph rip-offs, which is surprising. Well, kind of, I suppose, but they do look a little bit more unique here. More than I expected. Actually, so and it's also quite annoying how when they push you down you will end up facing in the wrong direction, facing away from the enemy. The whip seems a little bit easier to use here. It seems to be easier to hit the enemies. Seems to have a little bit of a wider hitbox maybe or something. It's also a bit faster, so yeah, I'm starting to like Robbie here, or Scooter I think he's called. Yeah, take that, bunch of losers. You don't have infinite continues, I have. Yeah, this weapon is definitely easier to use. We get to destroy stereos! Awesome! Ah, those heads are freaky. Yeah, we're getting some slowdown here, but yeah, there's quite a few large sprites on screen here. Die, TVs! Never anything decent to watch anyway. Broadcast is dead. Yeah, these stages are actually a decent amount of fun. Color me surprised. In general, this is a really decent port. The fiends are hiding everywhere. We get more of the same enemies. I don't know if it's the same in the arcade, but possibly. But I think I'm done with this one. And I have to say, this is a really decent arcade conversion. I'm a little bit surprised. Let's head over to the review section and find out what some other people had to say about this one, shall we? GameSex had this rather tiny review of the game, and they awarded it 3 out of 5 X's, and they wrote, "The monotonous gameplay is very close to the arcade original, which I didn't particularly like in the first place. On the other hand, shooting aliens can be a fairly satisfying experience for the first few times. 3 completely different game styles are normal enough to render the game sufficiently addictive from the start, but here they either seem to go on forever or don't last long enough. This game will probably only suit fans of the arcade original." ST Action rated the game at 70%, and they wrote, "Graphically, Alien Storm is as close to the original arcade machine as is humanly possible, and the sound is the usual gunfire and explosions that have become a standard feature with games of this time. The playability has been set at such a level that allows you slow but enjoyable progression, but this can become slightly too easy once you have mastered the rather awkward controls. Nevertheless, a good conversion of an average arcade game." Yeah, that's quite true. I did eventually get used to the controls somewhat. And maybe it's not really an ST masterpiece, but it is, again, a solid arcade conversion, especially given that this is a TRX game. So with that, I'm just going to say thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and as always, hope to catch you next time. Cheers!